Ooh. Okay, I believe that we're live. Okay, hello everyone. So before we get into it, I just wanted to show you guys Steve's dog, which he was showing me backstage, who's the cutest little guy I've ever seen. Just a little introduction for you. Let's see if we can put you on solo, Steve, and introduce your little doggo.
Yeah, this is Nook the Chihuahua. He's pretty chunky, but he'll just sit there, you know. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. And then I got Gidget with me too.
Oh,
Schnauzer.
that's just
And they're all clueless.
so cute. Okay, this is Strasbourg Steve. Is that your YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
And we're going to bring Stephen, who's a Newcastle fan, when we get onto our Newcastle section, but I'll do a little solo introduction first. And I just wanted to start by showing you guys Steve's really cute dogs. If you're not a dog person, then unsubscribe, please. Right, I'll see you in a minute then. Okay, sorry about that. I saw his little dog and it was so cute. But anyway, thank you for joining me. It's me, Fran, other known as Golar. So this lovely Monday evening, already I'm feeling football withdrawal, and I just wanted to get on and discuss everything that happened this weekend. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to talk a bit of Arsenal, and I'm going to bring on Prince Fuad, or Fuad TV, which is super exciting. I love him, so I look forward to that. And then we're going to bring on Steve to discuss Man U and Newcastle. Basically, Steve's a Newcastle fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he thought of their performance against Man U, and we'll go into kind of the significance of the Carabao Cup. And then at about 7, so we'll do 15 minutes on Arsenal, 15 minutes on Newcastle. If you're still here, then the best part is my best friend, who just lives 5 minutes away from me, he doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything, but he's a diehard Chelsea fan. He's a really funny guy as well. It's my mate Charles, and he's around for about 10 minutes at 7 o'clock. And I just need to ask him, like, what is going on at Chelsea. So he goes to matches, and yeah, he'll have an opinion. So I'm really looking forward to that. But first of all, say hello, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you very much for joining me this Monday evening. We're here at my house with my children. Oh, there they are, my little fish. Just to talk about what happened this weekend. So put any questions as we go in the chat. And yeah, oh look. Oh, of course. Sorry. Introduction's done. I don't know if we're meant to talk about the sad news today, or whether the family said it was okay yet or not. But obviously, really sad news regarding Stephen. And hopefully it's all right for me to say that. I mean, the news is out that unfortunately he passed away. I didn't know him personally, but I saw a few of his videos. Really such a lovely guy, so knowledgeable about Arsenal. A massive loss to all of us, and it must particularly be hard for those who watched him for a long time. But Gabriel Martinelli, he got his wish. But yeah, I hope it was all right to mention that. I think it should be okay by now. But yeah, really sad news. So yeah, Niall's saying the same, and Gooner Gathering will be on at 7. I think, if I'm right, let me know. This is Lee Meadows. I believe they're doing a proper deconstruction of the Leicester performance. So yeah. Oh, Sir Nicholas is here. Hello. I love that name. So made the first live stream. I just do a few of these comments, then I'll bring in Fuad and we'll talk about the Leicester performance. So, Sir Nicholas is just drawing while I watch and listen. That's what I like to hear. You can stay for 2 minutes. You can stay for 30 minutes. Whatever. I mean, it's just a bit of entertainment on a Monday night. Rancid Pumpkin says, "Good evening, all." That's an excellent name. I'd like to know why you're called that. It's probably a backstory. Okay. Niall says that Luca and Mel gave the okay. So yeah, really sad news, obviously, and just there's not much you can say. It's just not fair sometimes. The best people get taken too soon. It's hard to conceive sometimes. Yeah. So Jez is here. Evening, Fran and Steve, and we've got Fuad on as well. So Drew Gooner, hey, remind me your first name. I think it's Josh. Actually, I'll put the link in the chat if any of you guys want to join, to be fair. But first of all, we're going to get into it. And then at the end, maybe in like 20 minutes, we'll do a little like phone in. So True, if you're still around, or Gooner Gathering, guys, or Jez, come in 20 minutes and let me know your thoughts. So anyway, now silly name for a silly place like YouTube. I've just started on YouTube. It's not a silly place. I'm kidding. Right, let's bring on Fuad. So hello, my friend. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What up, people? My name is Prince Fuad. Hope everyone's well. And I'm a positive Arsenal fan.
Ooh, controversial.
Positive Arsenal fan. Arsenal fan.
So what's your positive take on Leicester at the weekend?
The good thing about Leicester, and the positive take, is we won the game. We were in control of the game. We got the clean sheet, and we got the 3 points. So all them 3 things are positive. To win a title, clean sheet, control the game, 3 points.
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
It's hard to actually have a negative take on this weekend's performance, as much as us fans try. It is fun picking apart like what could be better and stuff. But this was just really, really good. I think let's go from the beginning then. So what was your opinion on when the lineups came out?
I was happy with it because he had to, at some point down the line, Arteta had to change it. So when he dropped Nketiah, even though I like Nketiah, he brought on Trossard. I was all for it because Trossard's a quality player. So the starting lineup was actually good. I found like that it was something different dilemma to go forward. And like I was saying yesterday, the reason why he brought Trossard, because Trossard's good at bringing the ball down, and he's unitized both legs. See, so he can put the ball through the left and the right. See, people don't know that he's both leg Trossard. So he can play with his 2 legs. So it was something different. And I think the players were going to get used to playing with him because he knows how to bring the ball down quick. And remember, he's experienced, he's Premiership proven, and he doesn't need that time to settle.
Yeah, it's actually looking, in hindsight, I mean, a lot of us were kind of a bit disappointed we didn't get like Mudryk and Caicedo. But in hindsight, it's a bit of a masterclass, to be fair, if Jorginho and Trossard continue to play this well. They've been fantastic. So I just wanted to. You've got lots of big ups in the chat. So from Niall,
all these big ups. You know why? Because I educated them. You know, they were all once a part of the rat army and the negative army, and all of them. They're all against Arteta. But now, Tahib, people like Craig, they're seeing the light. They're following the lion.
Jez isn't having it. Jez isn't having it.
Jez knows. I'm the lion army. I've started that off for years. So now Tahib and all of them are starting to come on my side a little bit.
I love it. Yeah, I like speaking to everyone of every opinion. As you know, I was on Jez's channel last week with Lee Gunner and got loads of backlash for that on Twitter, and it was just a huge mess. But we're all Arsenal fans. You're super positive, but we still talk to people that are viewed as negative. And I just think the more opinions we hear, the more of a rounded view we can get ourselves. I do enjoy it. So, but that's for another time. But Niall has asked quite a good question as well, and we're going to get into the Chelsea segment. We're going to talk Newcastle first, and then in about 20 minutes, guys, you can, if you want to just talk Chelsea, then just come back in 10, 20 minutes and we're going to go into that because my friend who's a Chelsea fan is coming on at 7. So, yeah, it's awful. We'll get into that, Niall. And Del Boy, I can't do an Irish accent. I'm not even going to try. But thank you very much all for joining us. Yeah, super exciting. So, anyway, Fuad, so what are your thoughts, like, now the run-in until the end of the season? Just, do you think we've got the minerals to win the whole thing, the league?
100%.
Yes.
You know, I don't look at, you know a lot of people. See, I'll bring something to you now that might understand why I'm like I am. When Gabriel Jesus got injured, we were 10 games into the league. Okay.
Yeah.
And then everyone who said, the likes of Nketiah up front, we're not going to win the league. We're doomed. We're doomed. Gabriel Nketiah, I'm not saying he's the thing, but what he got asked to do and what he's done for Arsenal, we are still top of the table.
Yeah.
So we, people forget that, So you can't really say, oh, wait there, he's done what he's asked to be done. He ain't our number one striker, he's our number two. And he's acted like a number two, because if he didn't act like a number two, Arsenal won't be where they are now, 2 points clear of Man City. They'll be fourth. So now with Gabriel Jesus coming back into the picture, Partey is fit. Smith Rowe is fit.
Yeah.
We got everyone fit going into the last crucial games of the season. Why can't no, we've done the hard part when we played Tottenham away, we beat them. We played Man United at home, we beat them.
Yeah.
So
why
can't we go to the Inter? Why can't we go to the Etihad Stadium and win?
Because see, I think I'm just traumatized from having high hopes.
No. Tell you, we're gonna shock a lot of people. I like the last two games with our transfer. Our best two players have been in the last two games have been Jorginho and Trossard.
Jorginho's been immense. I was talking on Albert's stream and just gave him a public apology. I was listening to all the channels saying just another Chelsea reject and listing all
he's a good player. He's a good player. He's Premier. It's the experience. That's what happens. He's coming experience. He knows how to run the line. He knows how to calm the players down. You got to bear in mind, we lost to Manchester City, went to Villa and won, and went to Leicester and won.
Yeah.
That and to me that's Champions level. With the old Arsenal done that? I don't think so.
It just shook me, our little blip. But I mean, the title of the video is obviously that the blip is over. By the looks of it, there was always going to be one. We were never just going to win every match, and we pulled ourselves out of it, which is what champions do. And this last game, got the job done. Aston Villa got it done, and this is the hard graft part of the season where we just get results, even if it's not pretty. And I think they've got the belief to do it now, and I'm actually on board. I'm all on board. I'm fed up of going, oh, this wasn't good enough, or oh, but I wish we'd done this in January. Right now, it's not often, or it hasn't been very often recently, that we're up there in the lead in the title race going into the final couple of months of the season. So going to enjoy it. Going to just back the team. Going to try not to have any meltdowns. That's where I'm at.
And the thing is, even since the Premier League started, all right, all these teams have spent so much money, but there's one thing a team have never done. And there's one thing a team have never done, and they spent all of them. They've spent millions, billions. Chelsea has said 600 million, and they can't even get in the top Champions League football. But there's one thing, but I'm saying there's one thing a team have never done, and they spent so much money and millions over the years, and a quarter of a billion on a squad. They've never won a title with winning 38 games. No team have ever done it. No team in the Premier League history have won a title by winning 38 games. Since the Premier League being open. And even when Arsenal went unbeaten and we never lost a game, we drew about 11 games.
Yeah.
So it don't happen. So you are going to have a blip. And Arsenal's blip come against Everton. The fans had a big meltdown. I don't know why. It was...
Guilty.
It was all these dopey fans saying, oh, he's been so dice. You're going to see what Mikel does to him in the Emirates. You're going to see.
So we're playing them Wednesday, aren't we?
Wednesday, yeah.
Woo! Game in hand. I'm gonna go. We'll talk about that, but I'm gonna go through a couple of the comments. I liked this joke from Taib. It's so dumb, but this is the kind of humor that I love. So, what do ghosts eat with meatballs? Spooketti. Nice. Everyone put in your most silly dad jokes. I love that stuff. Dad jokes, please comment some dad jokes. And Sir Nicholas has asked another question. So do you think Trossard will start Wednesday? I thought him and Martinelli up top looked more fluid, switching in and out in the flow. What do you think, Fuad?
Yeah, I think he'll play Trossard on Wednesday. I think he'll start. I think Trossard's going to start now for now until Jesus gets fit.
I think it's quite good actually to have. I wonder whether Eddie may have been thinking like, I'm striker, there's no threat to my position, and now there's like maybe in training every week it's whoever plays better between Trossard and Nketiah. Has given them that competition, they'll start, which I think would be really good for raising both their games. To be fair, so I wonder. It'll be interesting to see who starts. Whether we've kind of had a permanent. Not permanent, but like a shift from Nketiah starting, which I personally would like because, as you said, I think it did look more fluid. He's definitely much more of that motion than Nketiah, and really just he's settled in fantastically, just like Jorginho. What?
Yeah, Trossard's going to score.
Yeah. Oh, that was so disappointing that goal was.
It was vexed, wasn't it? Oh, what a goal! I know that got on my nerves, man.
Yeah. Do you think it should have stuck?
Oh, they should have stuck to the goal. Come on, man. The keeper, the time the ball was in the net, Ben White was nowhere near the keeper.
Shut up! He was.
No, I'm saying when he struck the ball, time the ball you get me when the ball come out, then it come out. Then it was passed, and he hit it into the top net, and he went back. They went back 3 passes to rule the goal offside.
No, but like the keeper can argue that he wasn't able to clear it properly because Ben was hanging on to this arm, so he just had to do like a week, like.
Yeah, but it was their defender who gave the ball away anyway.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, isn't it? We got the 3 points at the end of the day, so it is what it is.
I'm done like discussing refereeing decisions. Like we're gonna get some, we're not. Other teams are gonna get some, and they're not. Like I personally don't believe there's a conspiracy against Arsenal. It's just you win some, you lose some. This season is particularly.
I do. I think there is, man.
Oh no! Oh gosh! Go on then. Sum it up. Well, and then I'm gonna get into.
I'll tell you why. All right, I'll tell you why. Because the guy who got Lee Mason, who actually got sacked, and they say he got thing, was because he come out. And he made 3 faults against Arsenal. One at Old Trafford, they come out and apologise. He said, I got that wrong. One at Southampton when Jesus should have had a penalty and they kicked off and he kicked him and they kicked him from behind and he didn't check it. And they went back and saying that was a penalty. And the one against Brentford. So that's 3. Now, if them 3 games never had him in stand, we'll be 9 points clear. We'll be, how many points clear? 9, we'll be 12 points clear if the referees had done their job right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every game. I'm not saying every game. But the thing is, what Arsenal fans ain't getting, that you're playing. We're not in a title race with some mediocre team. We're in a title race with a team that can change anyone. And the last thing you need is a referee keep doing his job wrong, because you're not going to win the league if referees keep getting it wrong. And Arsenal fans, it's Arsenal. It ain't Arsenal's fault. When the referees have been sacked and the FA's apologised an issue to Arsenal and Brighton, saying you're wrong. The thing is you're wrong when someone apologises to you. If the referees wasn't wrong and the FA wasn't wrong, they will not have issued an apology to Arsenal.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point.
You can't. It's like if I say something too disrespectful and then I've done it publicly, and then people say no, but then I apologise to you publicly.
Yeah.
That means I was at fault because I apologized to you.
Yeah.
So look at it from that perspective. I'm not saying every game, but I'm just saying some Arsenal fans don't really look at it like that.
I know, but I just think the team and the fan base can't get into a victim mentality. Like it's just tiring. Like
some games I don't blame the referee every game, but I'm just saying if you're going to go with facts and look at the season, you're not in a title race with a normal team. You're in a title race with the best squad on the planet.
Yeah. I'm going to go. Mr. B is backstream too, and we've got Steve, the Newcastle fan, backstage. But yeah, no, I actually agree with your points. To be fair, thank you for educating me. I just wanted to pick up my friend Jay is in the chat. He's like it's crazy when you see your in-person friends like in a YouTube chat. He's the captain. Like, he's in my local like six-a-side team. Jay, I love you so much. So he says, big up Fransky. Don't stress. The blip is exactly that. Yeah. Jay knows his stuff, to be fair. He's got a mad fantasy Premier League team. Always knows. I feel the confidence is all still there. And don't forget, we still have players betting in too. Yeah. Well, if you mean players betting in like Kivior, like, will they be ready in time? But if you mean players coming back from injury, then totally. Partey obviously had made a little appearance. ESR looks like just on the cusp of coming back, and hopefully Jesus won't be gone too long. But Trossard's really stepping up. Eddie can do the job, so it's fantastic. I mean, and remember where we were at the beginning of the season, how crucial Jesus was for us. And I'm so proud of everyone who stepped in and like taken on the goal scoring responsibility. Obviously, Martinelli, Saka. It's not been as much of a miss as I thought it was to begin with. What do you think?
Yeah, no, we're still there in the ball, isn't it? And the thing is, we're there in the ball. We're still 2 points clear, even though we lost to Manchester City. We got a chance to on Wednesday night to go 5 points clear, and then we just gotta win game by game. But then we gotta win like our next 5 games. If Arsenal wins their next 5 games, then the games don't come thick and fast no more. So I mean, it's game by game. Do you get me? Like 5 games after 5. Well, after 5 games, we got 8 games left, something like that. Or 6 games left, 7 games left, isn't it?
Only 7. We've only got 7 games.
If we win, we played 25. We play 5 more games. We're on 30. So if we play another 6 games, it's 31. Then there's 7 games left.
Oh, this season has flown by. Yeah.
Flown by, yeah. So I say we're Arsenal on 25 games. So the games after tomorrow, after the next after March, we're playing on Wednesday, playing Saturday. I think we're playing on a week Saturday. Then there's Carling Cup, another game on a Sunday. So it'll be like what? By the end of March, it'll be 10 games left.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait till it is like just that run in, because I think the team's really good with that like 14 cup finals thing and stuff. Ooh, what? Oh, really? Gunner Gathering has just put in the chat, ESR and Kivior play tonight under 21 versus Chelsea. You forget ESR. Is he still under 21? That's madness. That's excellent news. Excellent news that ESR can play like a full match. That's such a good idea to have him and Kivior playing in the under-21s. I imagine they do that all the time, like to prepare players and stuff. But that's excellent news. We got another pun. You'll be glad to know. So today, and by Toyib saying, today a man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation towards the local swimming pool. I gave him a glass of water. Don't leave. I love that. Thank you, Toyib. That's so funny. Sorry. That's funny. Thank you. Right, Strasbourg Steve, who is also backstage, says at the same time, argument, perhaps. Okay, so he says, Prince Fuad, there was a goal that should have stood against Palace, and for the Liverpool game, that goal probably shouldn't have stood, evens itself out. Yeah, it does even itself out, but this is, we should do a whole separate stream and bring on like 12 people to discuss the refereeing thing.
No, I'm not saying that we don't get luck. We do get luck. What I'm just saying is, when you're in a title race against the best squad in the world, fans got to be like more supportive towards their team. Because, like I said, if I was a crooked referee, I love the Arsenal fans. I'll rob you every day and I won't get blamed. If I was a crooked referee, I would love the Arsenal fan base, because I know I can go place a bet, send a player off, and go and get my money. And there's going to be fans who are going to be blaming me, and there's going to be fans who are going to be backing me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I look like that.
I'm so sorry, Fuad, but I've just looked at the time, and it's like we've been on nearly half an hour.
Yeah, it goes fast. Yeah.
That has flown. I've so enjoyed talking with you. Unfortunately, we're going to have to move on to Newcastle Man U.
That's fine. I'll duck out now then.
No, I'm not kicking you off. It was the time has flown because it was such a pleasure talking to you. I love your energy. I love your energy. You've encouraged me to be a bit less negative, I think, and I'd love. No, go on.
I said, don't negativity now. It's not about negativity. It's not about positivity. It's about backing the team now. Do you get me? These 10 games, Arsenal fans, they need to get behind the club and behind the team, especially in these last in these last.
Yeah, let's do it.
10 games.
Where can everyone find you then? I'm sorry it was such a quick talk, but I want to get through the whole weekend.
You can find me on Prince Fuad on Instagram and on Prince Fuad TV on YouTube. Big up my brother Kyle. Yeah. Kyle Welsh is my brother.
Yes. So definitely everyone go and follow Prince Fuad. Is it Prince Fuad TV?
Yeah.
On YouTube. Fantastic, a fresh beam of sunlight in the YouTube community. I love it. You're so positive. And good on you. Also, Kyle Walsh is back here. We've got a few channels in the chat, so everyone, if you've got a YouTube channel yourself, stick a link in the chat. And everyone go and follow everyone else. I mean, we've got to help each other, haven't we? Stan the Man's here as well. Right. So everyone go and follow Prince Fuad. Thank you so much for joining me just for that. Like, we could have talked for hours, and I thank you again.
That's good.
And now, so I'll see you later, Prince Fuad.
All right, take care. No worries.
All right, I've got to work out how to.
I'll just leave.
Okay. I'll chat to you in a bit. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Fuad. That really flew by, and it was a very quick touch on Arsenal. You guys know I can talk Arsenal for hours. But the next segment we've got in this strange little news show, I'm going to bring on Steve, who's a Newcastle fan, and I think Mr. B. Right, I'm going to bring both these guys on, and we're going to strictly stay in the realms of Man U and Newcastle, if that's good. Right, so I'm going to bring on the incredible Strasbourg Steve, all the way from, where are you based again? Oh, mute. Classic, good stuff.
In Exeter, New Hampshire, in the U.S. New Hampshire.
All the way from the U.S. of A. and an avid Newcastle fan. I'm also going to bring on at the same time Mr. B, and I'll let you both speak. So, Mr. B, we have. Hello. We haven't.
What happened yesterday, bro? What happened yesterday?
You got the two Steves now.
Yeah, I'm a Steve and all.
Why is everyone Steve? Everyone is Steve.
Popular name, good name, you know. Best name.
So you obviously support Brentford, right?
Well, look, bit obvious, you know, but yeah, of course I do. You know, for years now, for like early '80s, I supported them. You know, so through the lower leagues all the way up.
Oh, congratulations! Big up Brentford. I've got a couple of mates that go like home and away, and they're really great fan base. So
the best. G-Tech is the best stadium, you know.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium.
It's so friendly there, you know. Everyone's so friendly. So
it's a really
welcome there.
It is a really down to earth kind of fan base, I think, because you guys have been through the lower levels and stuff, and I'm really pleased for you. So we'll discuss Brentford's results in a second, and let's go to Steve. First of all, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, I'm Strasbourg Steve on YouTube, and then Stove Mahala, Stove Mahala on Twitter, and then Strasbourg Steve Kits on Instagram.
Yeah, you've got a huge collection of like kits from. It seems
everywhere,
like right?
Yeah. Although in my Instagram bio, it's all the flags. That's where that's where I have a shirt from. So, yeah.
Yes. To digress, everyone, just really quickly, my best mate, Schooner Gathering, if you haven't subscribed to them, they're going live now to just talk about Arsenal Leicester. So if you just want to hear about that and not worry about Newcastle and Carabao Cup and Chelsea, we are going to get into Chelsea, then go over, subscribe to Schooner Gathering. They're such nice guys. And they're going live now to chat Chelsea. So I expect to see a few of you going over there soon. So, yeah, you've got all your amazing kits, but what happened yesterday? I had such huge hopes. I was really, really backing the Toon Army. What do you think? What happened?
What happened was that we showed our inexperience, and it was literally a repeat of the Liverpool game. first 10, 15 minutes, we looked like the significantly better side. Played some good football, but nothing in the final third. Nothing. With 2 shots on target out of 14, didn't test De Gea enough. And eventually, Manchester United got the breakthrough on a Luke Shaw cross, and then Casemiro. The defending on that for me is not good. Credit to Casemiro, right place, right time. But we have so much height on this team. I'm very aggravated still that set pieces. That's how you give up a goal in the final, and we've got height. Someone has to support Brentford. Yeah, and then we conceded a goal 5 minutes later. So the game was dead and buried after that. For all I'm concerned, I wasn't happy, bro. I'm still not really.
It was very disappointing actually to see. I think you're right. Like the pressure of the occasion.
We played okay.
Yeah, it was just. I wanted them to go like 250%, just like the fans were going, and it just seemed a little bit like in their shells a bit,
No, what the problem is that, and the problem has been, we just can't score any goals lately. We've been struggling to break through into the final third. It's like I don't understand why. Eddie Howe is. I wish he'd mix up the lineups a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
why is Isaac coming in the second half? Why ain't he starting from the beginning, Isaac?
Right. Yeah, I would have started Isak as well.
Yeah.
I would have started Isak too because he looked much better than Wilson.
Sorry, Fran, by the way. I'm not taking over your show. I'm just...
You're good. No, Steve, you're good, bro.
I'm going to go through some...
You're on here for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're good, man.
You guys continue talking. I'm going to whip through a few of these comments.
No, Steve, what you think of the game, bro, as a neutral?
I was so disappointed with Newcastle, man. What the hell happened? Why did you play so... Well, you played okay, but, not like you was, like, earlier in the season and whatever. Because, like, you were battering some teams and that, weren't you? And, like, Almiron was scoring. He was on hot form, wasn't he? And was it Wilson and all that? What's happening with all them, Why are they not scoring now? I don't know what the hell's going on there, man.
We're in a rut. And the thing is, it's like finishing just hasn't been getting shots on target and not being enough penetrative passes into the final third. That's what's been costing us, bro. And
it's like Gimaresh, he's been brilliant. He's been like your playmaker.
He had a good game today, and actually, no, my man of the match in Newcastle was Karius. Seriously, it was Karius. He made hell yeah. Do you not remember the 4 saves he made that were like extremely good?
I was just looking at his like beautiful face and hair. So.
Oh God, you're like, oh my God. I know so many Newcastle friends of mine who are girls, and they fucking, oh my God, they gush. They gush over Karius. Seriously.
Oh.
They fucking gush over that guy. And I guess you're in that camp too. Jesus.
Link me up.
I mean, he is a good-looking guy, so I don't blame you. I wish I looked like
We'll move on. So my friend Jay says we were all backing Newcastle. He's with TJ in the chat. We were all backing Newcastle there. Such a shame. Still looking good in the league though, and money bags behind the scenes.
You're still going to get fourth, mate. You're still going to get fourth, man. I tell you, that is fourth.
You think we'll get fourth?
I think it's fantastic. It's fantastic. There's not a more deserving fan base, and to see the Newcastle fans like taking over London.
Right.
All that time under Ashley. Ashley, he's a wanker. Sorry, Fran. I say that. Sorry, but
my grandparents might be watching.
Sorry, I won't say any more. But he was a bit of a wasn't he? Ashley, though, All he did was care about, what he wanted to buy and not the club, didn't he? He didn't give a shit about the club. Sorry, no more. That is it now. Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry,
I'm gonna slightly distract us, and we got a couple more pun submissions.
Yeah.
Ball with a pretty face.
I'm so sorry. So Stan the Man, legend by the way, says the missus laughed when I told her I was building a car out of spaghetti. You should have seen her face when I drove past her. Hilarious. I'm so sorry.
Pasta, yeah, I like that. That's funny.
This might have to be a weekly submission. There was another one somewhere. But big up everyone for joining us. Oh right, Jay. Actually, Job, I should get you on very soon. This guy knows his stuff about Arsenal. So he says my guy Willock on the bench too. He's on his way back and being great for you.
Yeah, I don't know about great. He's kind of up and down. He's a good player, but consistency for me that's been my problem with him. But yeah, he's still one for the future. But yeah, he is a talented lad. I would have started him, but he wasn't fully fit yesterday, so that's why I only made the bench. So, but yeah, it happens, man. Now speaking of Karius, do you guys think he should have done better with the second goal? I don't either, because I think look at how close the shot is. Yeah. The closer the shot is to goal, the less time you have to react.
And it was deflected as well.
Right.
How can he deal with that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how the hell is someone supposed to? Not only is the shot close to you, and you think it's going down, and then it goes up, and then it takes a deflection. An unlucky one, but it completely it bamboozled. I think it would have bamboozled anyone.
Yeah, I don't think he's to blame for that. I really don't. Everyone does because he's Karius. He's had form of doing it in the past, but I don't blame him at all for that.
And even if he was at fault, we weren't gonna score.
No.
We never looked like scoring in that game.
Yeah, another couple of days or something.
That is the problem. That's why I'm not talking about Karius, bro. Because the main problem was that we can't score.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But
well, cheer up, Steve. It'll all be okay.
No, it's never okay losing to Man United. No, I'm still dead. I take that back. But
you'll get revenge, mate. You'll get revenge, man. I'll tell you. You'll beat them.
Man United need a serious humbling. Ten Hag's doing a ridiculously good job. And it's quite.
They've actually got a proper manager now, United, didn't they? That's the thing.
It is concerning how well they're doing, and it needs to stop immediately. So let's get on to tell me. So I didn't even manage to watch Brentford, Mr. B, but we're very lucky to have a long-time Brentford fan. I like Brentford. I've got a soft spot for them. So tell us about the match yesterday. Let's get you onto the big one.
Well, we haven't even played for seems like forever because obviously we'd have played United, but they was in the Carabao Cup, or the Carabao Cup as Jez likes to call it.
Carabao.
Yeah, so we would have been playing yesterday, but I will. So we've got Fulham next, so that ain't going to be easy. So
I didn't even realise that you didn't play.
Yeah, because they were supposed to play Man United, just like how Brighton didn't play. Because we were supposed to play them.
Yeah.
So we got Fulham next on next Monday. So
that'll be a good one.
They ain't going to be easy at all. They're going well for them. So
are you going to that game?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, got a ticket for that, definitely. So
nice.
Can't wait for that one. Hopefully, Tony will come back and get a few more goals again, a couple of goals or something,
Yeah, is he out injured?
No. I just want him to get back on form, goal scoring form, because he's not scoring a lot lately. But I mean, we had to rely on Yanel in the 96th minute in the last game. So to get out of jail, basically, he's going to lose. So about 10 games, 11 games unbeaten we are now. So
insane.
You guys are doing so well. I really, you're one of the clubs I really like, as I said again. So that will be a really great match against Fulham. Do you have? I'm sorry if I've been told this before, but we're going to get my Chelsea friend on in a second. But so will you be doing? Do you have your own channel where you'll be doing like a preview or watch along? Or?
Oh no, unfortunately I don't. You know,
you just go on YouTube.
Sorry, dude. What's up?
You just go on people's shows. You don't have your own.
Yeah. I just crash their shows. Yeah, like Friends this time and whatever. You know, so just like to get on all these shows. You know, man. But no, I will set one up one day. Hopefully, you know. I'd like to. I'm not that great in front of the camera, I'm afraid. So
you're fine.
That's one stumbling block. But I'm not naturals like you guys, you know. So unfortunately, but. You know, I try my best. I'd like to get a Brentford channel together, you know, because we deserve it, you know. We deserve something like that. So one day, you know, one day it'll happen.
Yeah, do it. I totally watch that. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna kick you guys off just for a little bit. You can stay backstage if you want, and then we're gonna grill my friend Charles, who's a Chelsea fan. So Strasbourg, everyone go and follow Strasbourg. Steve, if you're still here, I'll bring you back on. Thank you so much, guys. Right. The time has come where we're finally going to talk Chelsea. So I'll chat to you guys in a bit. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, how can I put you backstage? Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Steve. I love Steve. He's very knowledgeable. And now the moment has come. My best friend, one of my best friends. So Del Boy is also backstage, guys. This is so exciting. So I might, Del, so okay, first of all, we're going to go into Chelsea, and then I'm going to bring back on Del to give us a little bit about Chelsea, and then we're going to, discuss Arsenal as well a bit more at the end. So yeah, Niall was asking, and we've got a proper pro coming on. If he's here, hopefully. Charles, are you there? Oh no,
Hello,
Charles.
can you hear me?
Oh, okay. We've got. So you're staying just audio?
Yeah, just for now. My Mac camera doesn't work, so I'm gonna have to get a webcam or something.
Are you ashamed to show your face?
Yeah. I've got to show well, so.
I'm kidding. So yeah, this is Charles, one of my best mates, and Chelsea. I mean, what is going on? What's going on, Charles? First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I mean, I've got to the stage now where I'm like, I'm not angry. I'm just I don't even know what it is anymore. Like I went into the game like not expecting anything from it, to be honest. I know like sometimes we play well against big teams, but just like that Southampton game.
You've got such a great record against Spurs, though. I was half expecting. I mean, I thought surely they can't lose again.
Yeah, I don't like this, like I said, from the Southampton game, that was just like, that's probably one of the worst. At least the first half on its own was one of the worst like halves I've seen, and I can't name like a worst half. But yeah, going off of that, that was shocking. And then I think because Tottenham are like they're a decent team this season, and we're just we just don't have anything going for us at the moment. And then I saw the lineup. I saw like Ziyech was starting. And that he was like,
he was lucky.
Why have we spent all this money in January to start a guy who was basically gone like at the end of January? Like what's that about? And then I thought like Koulibaly starting as well was a little bit questionable because he's been okay in the last few games, but like Badashile has been like by far superior. So him and Thiago would have been the best starting two. But it doesn't even matter because of that. Because I mean, like if you look at all the other players we had playing, like they were just below par. So
I do not understand. I don't understand because these players individually obviously like cost a load of money. They're class, and I don't get why together instead of like a cauldron of excitement, they're just so like meh at the moment. What do you think's like the root cause? We'll get on. Is it to do with Potter?
I mean, I think it's a mixture of things. I think firstly, there must be some egos in the squad that I think are sort of bringing the team down because, like, you just look at the way it's, like some players are. If you look at, for example, like João Felix, he's sort of what's the word I'm looking for? He's basically sort of gotten worse each game. Like he's still like awful, but like for me, like seeing players sort of go downhill is quite a big issue, and I feel like it's hard. Obviously, we don't get the inside perspective, so we don't know who's causing what and stuff. But to me, it seems like that's a problem. And then Potter himself, he just seems out of his depth. Like he's not. Yeah. There's no, when you see like Ten Hag making changes at like half time or like tactical adaptations and stuff like that, we're just not seeing that from Potter. And it's just like, it just seems not good enough. Like the most he'll do is just like clap and then make a sub at like the 85th minute, and like it's not good enough.
Jay's just commented something suspect in the chat. First of all, before I come to whatever that comment was, Niall wants to know your opinion. So are you Potter in or out? And what is your thoughts on this bang out of order situation with Graham Potter? I assume you know all about that and the emails he got.
Yeah, I mean that's first of all like the like death threats and things like that. It's just ridiculous. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. No one should ever get that. I think that's pretty obvious. I think everyone agrees on that, except for the idiots that send the emails. But
Niall said earlier he was talking about like the impact that can have on someone's like mental health and stuff. And what do you think?
Yeah, like 100%. I mean, especially because it's not just him. It's like being his family as well. So like that. I mean, that's gonna make anyone feel like uncomfortable. But I remember the same thing happened with Mason Mount a while ago. Yeah. I think it was mainly around the like the England selection when like Grealish wasn't getting in, and Mount sort of got the blame of that. But yeah, like it's just ridiculous. Like it's it's at the end of the day, it's football. It's not
Yeah, it's not that deep. And so Jay said, "Chavs." I'm not even going to read this out. Big up my notes. Unacceptable, Jay. Get out. So Niall also asked, Charles, what's happened to Mason Mount? Is he meant to go to... Also, backstage, guys, thank you for waiting. I'm going to just bring everyone on after we've chatted a bit, Charles. Charles, you can stay, you can not stay, and we'll just all have a little debate about whatever comes up.
Yeah, I'm happy to chat to some other people. I've got football in a bit, but yeah, I'll stay on for a little while.
Yeah, cool. It's a shame the camera's not working.
Yeah, I do have a webcam somewhere, so I'll get that sorted at some point. But Mount is an interesting one. What I'd quite like us to do, and it doesn't look like, yes, we benched him and he's not starting, but I feel like he just needs to have games where he doesn't come on. Like if you look at like Sancho and what they've done with him, and he's now come back a lot better. I feel like Mount needs a kind of like a similar thing, and they need to get his contract sorted, because that's just obviously like that for him. That's going to be really annoying, isn't it?
You're 14 now.
Nice.
Yeah, it is weird what's happening to Mount. I mean, you're a big Mount fanboy.
I am, and that's why I want. A lot of people are like, "Oh, get rid of him, get him out." But like players have dips in form. And if you like look at the past, I don't know what, like 3 seasons since he's been introduced, he's been like a massive player for us.
Yeah, I mean, you could compare it to Rashford last season, and look what he's doing now.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's not like I feel like there's all this hype around if someone like goes out of form, it's like a permanent thing. But people just don't seem to have like they're so definite in their ways. Like,
wait, so let me get this right. Am I talking to a patient Chelsea fan?
You are indeed, yeah.
So
I reckon like I used to be very impatient, but I think since like Lampard came in, I've changed my ways a little bit and become a little bit more patient.
Okay, so that being said, what's your take on what's going on with Graham Potter?
Well, there's always like in and out debate, but for me, it doesn't really matter, because like we've basically got the guy on long term, and we just want to. He's not going to get sacked. I don't think. If you're not going to get sacked after losing it to last place at home, like, are you going to get sacked this season at all? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's getting pretty toxic with the fans now. So that's. I guess.
I think the problem is, bro. I think the problem is that I struggle to think of a club or anywhere where you can go 2 wins in 16, 6 goals scored in that time, and you have your leading goal scorer through that time is Kai Havertz with 2. I mean, I saw a stat earlier. Throughout the 4 divisions of English football, you guys have the least amount of goals scored over the past 15 games.
Yeah,
so you're talking bottom of the Premier League, bottom of the Championship, bottom of League 1 and 2.
Yeah,
scored more goals. And the problem is with Potter is that his Brighton teams historically struggled to score goals with consistency. It was only this year that he actually started off really well with Brighton. So that's some of the things that, you know, I would get rid, honestly, because
yeah, I mean, if
the main reason why is because look at the decline, not just the decline, how rapid the decline is. You're 10 points off of the bottom 3.
Yeah, it's grim.
I don't think you'll get relegated, but it could get scary. You never know with football. I mean, if Leicester City can win a Premier League, you know, I'd be scared shitless if I was you.
Yeah, I'm just like in like a position now where, like I said, I wasn't angry when Spurs scored. I don't know.
You expected it.
Yeah, it's just like it's predictable, isn't it?
Right.
I saw a stat as well. Like, well, it's kind of obvious, I guess. Like Real Madrid scoring more goals this season in England than us. It's just case, isn't it? But
and the other thing is too is that whenever you see any of your rivals talking online of whether they sack him, no, they want to keep him. And I think it matters what Chelsea fans say about it, but it also matters what your rivals say about it, because your rivals don't want the best for you.
Exactly, yeah.
So if I were Potter, I would. I think Fabrizio Romano said the situation is intense. No shit, Sherlock. Like he needs to think up. He needs to think up of something quick, and I don't know if he has it in him to do it.
Yeah, I think, like, I feel like Boehly can be quite stubborn, and he's sort of just like in that situation. And obviously, like the payout as well is going to be massive. Again, that's a proof of like the risk of what we're doing with these long-term contracts, because this is a prime example of how it goes wrong.
Yeah, that's true. And also the fact that for me, I think what he tried to do was interesting, right? Because he you know, eventually at Brighton, he had them playing some good football, and then they were starting to become more consistent. Sorry, my dog's whining. I don't know why he is. He's just lying down and whining. No, it's okay. He's literally just sitting there whining. But
sorry, I'm gonna cut you off because I'm aware that obviously Del Boy and Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus. Yeah, my bad.
I'm so sorry. I don't want them just to be sat there doing nothing. So I'm going to bring Del onto the main screen. So everyone, if you're not on the main big screen, mute yourself. But then like feel free to like chip in when I kind of ask. But that's such a good Chelsea discussion. Like fantastic. Steve and Charles, I reckon you guys could talk about it for hours. Everyone who's just got here, thank you. Right, so let's bring on this special guest. Actually, you know what? Actually, no. Go on. Let's go. Sorry, guys. First time I've had this many people on. I just want to introduce to join the discussion Del Boy, Gunner TV, big fan, absolute legend, and I'm sure you've probably got your views on what's going on at Chelsea or Arsenal. Come on, let's talk to us. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's the bleeding crack? Thanks a million for having me on your show. I'm loving your stuff, your art, everything like that. Telling you now, you're talented, villain. Fair play to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, yesterday, I suppose, look, I'll come to the Arsenal now in a few minutes. I'm going to the game on Wednesday night, flying over on Wednesday morning. Me and my son, we're going to do a vlogs. Yeah, looking forward to that, like, you know, to the game and stuff like that. But yesterday, I was in a Man United supporters sort of bar yesterday, having to watch it with them and fucking listening to the shite they're bleeding talking. I was hoping I was going to be cheering for the Toon Army. That didn't happen, unfortunately. My friend as well was actually over at the game. He went over from Dublin and he paid something like 800 quid for the ticket. He was in the VIP area. He met Les Ferdinand, a few other players, I think Lee Sharp and stuff like that. Like, you know, old ex-legends, I suppose, of both clubs, really. But, I felt sorry for them yesterday. We didn't have much to cheer about, but by Jesus Christ, everyone in the pub knew I wasn't up for Man United. Just put it that way. you know me, I go in swinging, you know, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. You've got a Jazer.
800 pounds. That's mad.
Yeah, a
lot
lot of money.
Funny. It seems like everyone, no matter what English Premier League club you're a fan of, or even below, everyone has a Newcastle friend.
Yeah.
Or you have a nephew, you have a cousin, you have a brother, you have to me it shows that our fan base is pretty decent.
Mm.
Decent following, you know?
My brother is actually a Newcastle fan now.
There you go.
Exactly. So I don't need to go that far to find one. You know what I mean? To console. You know. But look, they done okay yesterday. It was always the first goal. Whoever was going to score the first goal, that was important. And when you have a player like Casemiro, what a player. What a player. Yeah. Man United are so lucky to get him because he's improving them big time, you know. And I think, just going back to what Charles was saying, I was listening to him there earlier on. Like, you know, all these players that Chelsea are getting, they were hoping they were going to get a Casemiro that's just going to click for them and work out. You know what I mean? It hasn't worked out. I feel sorry for Potter. We all know he's a good manager. We all know what he can do. You know what I mean? But he's getting thrown these players, and he has to play them. The Mudryk deal, he has to play him. The Felix deal, he has to play him. You know what I mean? Other few players are. So
Raheem Sterling wanted to go to. Sorry to cut you off. Raheem Sterling wanted to go to Chelsea to get game time, but then you got Mudryk, who plays in the same position.
Charles, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, my first thoughts, Mudryk is looking very sort of footballing immature type player so far. I think he could be a brilliant player, don't get me wrong, but he's very rash at the moment. I think he just needs a bit of time to settle in and a bit of experience as well. That's why I quite like Sterling being there. Sterling's so experienced. He can teach him a lot about how he can actually sort of perform and make the right decisions in game. But I like the competitive part of it, I guess, because I feel like if they both play well, I'm not complaining, but we're a long way off that at the moment.
Look at Man City. They have 2 11s.
Exactly.
Strong 11s. If one player goes out, one player in.
Yeah, that's
even their backup goalkeeper. Very good shot stopper, in Stefan Ortega. So even if Ederson gets a suspension or something, they're fine, shot stopping wise.
Steve, do you know the way? What I was only thinking of this morning. Okay, your top clubs, your Man Cities, they have a player basically for every position to come in. You know what I mean? It's not going to rock the boat. And at Arsenal, we have the Zinchenko, the Tierney sort of situation. Oh, Tierney should be starting, or Zinchenko should be starting. But I was sort of thinking, does Tierney not be sort of saying, well, I'm at a top club, I'm not guaranteed my position every week. Chelsea are probably trying to do that at the minute, but, it seems to be, it's just a bit all over the place with Chelsea at the minute. They have excellent players here, bad players here, players that don't want to play, stuff like that. And I unfortunately think now it's just too late for Potter. It's only a matter of when. I don't think he can get this back now. And he's probably just there. I'm just going to keep continuing on here, collect my paycheck, and I'll keep going until they tell me not to.
But do you not think, guys, all of you with Potter, I'm kind of the persuasion of, he compared himself, was it Potter who compared himself? But Arteta in the early days, and I can't remember which other manager.
Klopp, Liverpool.
Klopp, do you guys not think, it is getting with each game, perhaps not, but do you not think this period that he may come through and it might start to click.
You know, as soon as he said that, I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot, but you know, as soon as he said that, you know what I thought? He's feeling the pressure. He's feeling the pressure because why are you bringing up Arsenal? Why are you bringing up other clubs? Why do you feel the need to defend yourself? Like why can't you just say, you know what? I know I'm a good manager. We're struggling. Why do you have to go so in depth? Why do you have to explain this weird connection or parallel that you think is there, but it's not really the same at all, is it? It's really not, because Arsenal were woeful for a few years, even under Wenger. That's why he left eventually, because it was just getting stale. Mm-hmm. And Arteta came in and then won an FA Cup, and then they decided, all right, let's stick it out with him. But the problem is Chelsea. It's not the same at Chelsea. They're used to winning trophies, and not just the FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League. It's been about 6 years, but you guys are about 20. So there are some difference. And same with Liverpool. Before Klopp won them their first Premier League trophy, it was 25, 30 odd years in between league titles. So it's not the same situation. It's a different club. And at a different club, it doesn't work the same way as another. Just because a big club is a big club, but they're all different. Different fans, different philosophies, owners, transfers, scouting, blah, blah, blah. So I think, to me, when he said that, feeling the pressure, that's what I immediately thought.
Yeah, I agree, to be fair. But I think, firstly, it's kind of a little bit like, not childish, but I feel like that's an excuse that fans make up. Like, professional managers shouldn't be saying that. And if you look at Arteta, he had there was at least like an identity and a style of play. For me, like I just can't see that, and I can't see any sort of change like in game as well. And if you look at the amount of money we spent as well, that's the big thing. Like, Arteta did not get
Charles, do you think he has a game plan? Like Potter, because sort of early on with the Arteta sort of era, it was sort of like, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah,
I'm trying to behave here. That's not my channel.
I mean, like, from what I've seen, I don't see like a very clear style of play. Like, I've seen certain patterns of like formations, like the way for example, we defended quite. Reece James was really narrow compared to Chilwell, so we almost at times we defended like a 5 at the back. But I'm not seeing like. Sometimes we'll try like a long ball. Sometimes we'll try like short, intricate passing. A few times it's looked nice. There's one little bit of play against Tottenham that looked nice, but like there's no pattern. And it just seems almost like the players have been told to go out and maybe say like, oh, we can do so many different things, but at the same time, you've got to narrow it down somewhere, because it's going to be chaotic otherwise. And that's what it looks like.
You came out in the Spurs game, played well for about 20 minutes, and then I can't think of anything you did of significance past that.
Yeah, exactly. And like Thiago Silva, that's pretty much when Thiago Silva came off, so that's a bit worrying as well. That we have to rely on the 38-year-old that much. But
do you think with Partey, though, he can't handle the big egos there? Because he's got all these big players now. Like, he didn't have them before, did he? Like Brighton and whatever.
And you look at like, the way he just said. I can't imagine if like say like a player, let's say for example like Ziyech sort of back chatted or went against him in some sort of way. I don't know what he'd do. Like, I want to see him show some sort of aggression, like if you look at like Tuchel, for example, like in just random games, you see like outbursts and stuff like that. When we last played Tottenham with Tuchel and Conte, that was like properly heated. But yeah, it's just not seeing any of that really, and that's when we've got so many big egos as well.
Discipline. Ten Hag has been a masterful example of discipline. Because Rashford, there was a game away to Wolves this year. Rashford was late to a team breakfast. His alarm didn't go off. But Ten Hag was like, all right, you're benched. You're benched. Even though you're in great form, you're benched because rules are rules.
Yeah.
He binned Ronaldo after all that. That's called discipline. That is a guy in charge. And Bruno Fernandes said, his place is not guaranteed in that team. Everyone feels it because they will they will get dropped off the team. They'll get sold if they're not up to par. If they're not following the rules.
Even with the Ronaldo situation, he handled that absolutely top
Master.
quality.
Yeah.
At another club, he would have been sacked, basically, the manager. You know,
Ronaldo's not bigger than the team, though, is he? He's not bigger than the club, Ronaldo. Yeah. He's a great player and a big ego, but he's not as big as the club. At the end of the day, the same with all the Chelsea players; they're not as big as the club. So,
yeah. A lot of them think they are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Look, guys, I'm really sorry, but I've got to be on another stream now. Charles, thank you. When Charles has his camera back, it would be awesome to talk to you again, Charles. Like, you know so much about Chelsea, obviously. And I hope you didn't feel like we were all ganging up on you today.
No, but
it's kind of nice to have someone.
We're trying to help. This time last year, we were the exact same position, Charles. So you're grand. We know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, bro. We had
You don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, and here, this beard used to be all black. It's now grey and everything it is. I just about held on to me hair.
It's the bleeding story, man. What's the crack?
All right. So I'm going to solo each of you. You can say like where people can find you. First of all, I'll solo Charles. I know you don't have a YouTube channel. There you are. But give us your final words on what you think Potter's going to stay for much longer.
In my opinion, I don't want him to stay, and I want to get in someone with proper experience of like a top level club. But I think that he is going to stay because he would have been sacked by now. Like for me, unless it gets to the point where we actually look like we could get in a relegation battle, I don't think they're going to sack him until next season.
You take Tuchel back, though. Would you take him back?
Oh, I'd love to. I was gutted when he left, but he fell out with the board, so it's kind of
ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like they sacked him just on performances. It's the clash with Boehly and stuff. So
tell you, get Pochettino, my lookalike.
Yeah. Oh, cappuccino. Yeah.
Or else we can pretend I'm Pochettino at the line. I don't mind making the dollars.
Okay.
You'd be just as good as him, Dale, and that's not very good.
All right. Well, we'll do a proper show, Charles, when you've got your camera, and maybe we can have some of these guys on, and we'll do a Q&A and just chew the corn. Is that what you say? But Charles, I'll talk to you in a minute. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Nice to meet you.
See you later. Right, who's next? Steve. Tell us where everyone can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Strasbourg Steve on YouTube. I'll probably do a watch along tomorrow for whatever European games going on midweek. But you can find me on there and on Twitter, Stove MACHALA.
Awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on, friend. And let me know what thingy you're gonna be on. What live stream you're going on.
Okay. I don't know.
I'll watch.
I'm gonna hop over onto Gooner Gathering now,
Gooner Gathering, got it.
I'll
be watching then.
Okay. Thank you, Jez, for being on for so long as well. I will say goodbye to Steve. I'll chat to you in a bit, Steve. Right, Mr. B, and then I'm going to chat to you, Del, real quick, because I haven't actually spoken to you yet. So, Mr. B, thank you so much. Best of luck to Brentford. Is there anywhere people can follow you?
Anytime I'll come on, anytime. Okay. I'll subscribe to you as well, by the way. I'll subscribe, so.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you create a Brentford channel.
Yeah, definitely will. I'll buy one of your sketches as well, Want to get one of them.
I need to do a Brentford one. I don't expect you to learn. All right.
I'll do one in the stadium. Can you do the stadium?
I'd love to.
Yeah. I'd love to,
All right. Keep bugging me about it in the chat, and I'll speak to you in a bit.
Cool. No worries.
All right. Bye. Del boy, hello. I'm sorry you had to wait so long. It's my first time having so many people on, and I just didn't know how to organize it. But yeah, how are you doing?
Oh no, all good. Yeah, I'm I'm excited now for the match on Wednesday. You know, I was supposed to be going with Kyle, but something came up with Kyle, so he can't make it. So I'm taking my son over with me, so we'll be doing all the vlogs and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. Like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. So do you live in Ireland and you have to travel over?
Yeah, Dublin. So I have to get like, you know, flight over and then accommodation as well. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not cheap, just put it that way, you know what I mean? And then spending food and drink and all sorts of stuff, you know. But look, this is what we do for the club, you know what I mean? Are you far from London yourself, or?
About an hour or two drive, so really close. But I mean, even being that close, like getting tickets and stuff is just like crazy at the minute. So
yeah, it's a nightmare, like, you know what I mean? And it's just, I suppose that's why they call me Del Boy. That's why I'm able to get a few tickets. I'm a bit of a chancer and stuff, you know what I mean? So you're able to just get stuff that way. But yeah, look, I have a lot of Arsenal friends over there and here and stuff like that. And sometimes they like, especially in Ireland, if they have a season ticket holder, they can't go every week. So they may be able to say, right, this week I'm not going. Do you fancy taking the ticket? I was at the Liverpool Arsenal game when it was 3-2 this season in the Emirates, and I was just blessed, you know, to get the tickets. My cousin just basically just says to me, would you be interested in going to the Liverpool Arsenal game? I says, yeah, 110%. And I had a few beers on me, and I didn't realise that I thought he was messing, basically, and turned out he wasn't. And I got the tickets. I'm not sure if you can see me there.
All right. Okay, I just managed to get back in on my phone. I'm so sorry about that, everyone. Thank you very much to everyone who joined me. I can now end the stream. So see you over on Gooner Gathering. Bye. Gosh.